Hey Lynn fam, welcome back to another team selection video in a game week where Bailly was benched, making him the burden of FPL managers everywhere. Price changes went mad for a 4.5 midfielder, De Silva, who was 4.6 million before the Sunday games even kicked off. Criminal. If you're loving the content, then please do drop a like. Let's try hit 60 likes on this video. That would be amazing. Do pop a comment below. Are you one of the impatient transfer twiddlers? Have you made your transfers already? Lastly, if you're new to the channel, then please do subscribe. Okay, let's look at my points for game week 2 and then look ahead to my possible transfers for game week 3. I said to you guys last game week that I was unsure on the Ramsdale pick for a few reasons, mainly because it cut off a route to an Arsenal outfield place, but also I just think for my knowledge in our defence, just to know it can fold at times. Unfortunately, this game week showed my reservations and Ramsdale picked up just 1 point. My defence was pretty strong again. Trippier with his second clean sheet for 100% record this season. Does this make him more difficult to sell? Maybe it does. Trent tried to get a return, spending a part of the match as an attacking player. Sadly, he could only manage 3 points. James somehow managed a goal for 7 points. To be honest, he could have been sent off and maybe could have even been awarded an own goal. So I'll take the 7 points and run. But I'm wondering if he's worth the extra cash over somebody like Cucurella at this point. Cancelo, however, was back as the defender we all know and love with his first attacking return of the season with a clean sheet and an assist against Bournemouth for 11 tasty FPL points. In midfield, Salah was relatively quiet for him, bit of a shock result versus Palace. He did have chances though, which is encouraging. Just a bit of an off day for just the 2 points from him. Martinelli didn't seem to be getting much of a look in with all of the goals flying in against Leicester. However, he made sure he took care of us owners with the 4th goal and sealed the win for Arsenal, getting us another solid 8 points in the process. Diaz didn't look great in the first half, I have to admit, and I was getting a little worried that I'd invested wrongly here. However, he came out more like the Diaz of last season in the second half and bagged a wonderful goal and some bonuses for 9 points. Hopefully he's back on it now after that little confidence boost. As mentioned in my intro, I disappointed again, benched and no returns off of the bench for him. He could have had an assist, but it wasn't to be. An awkward price point now that could see a lot of templates shaken up going forward. Up front, we were all lured into the Haaland captaincy this week. Look, it could have been worse. He got an assist for 10 points. We don't sniff of that. However, when you see the extra 19 points you could have had just sat there if you'd gone against the grain and captained Jesus, it's a little mad. That said, you'd have been brave to have done that just based on Jesus' blank last game week and Haaland's haul, so just happy Jesus wasn't just another pre-season hype like Bailly, and we take the 19 points with a smile and move on. All of that means I got 78 points. It's a nice green arrow, placing me at 69,398 in OR. Really chuffed with that. With that, let's have a look at how I'm currently lining up for game week 3. Now, I have 2 free transfers and some decisions to make this week after a fairly substandard role last game week. This team isn't terrible, but I do have a Bailly-shaped problem and Andreas is currently flagged. I completely missed the Bailly to De Silva move that everyone seemed to do on Saturday night. Midweek game week transfers should be banned in my eyes. It's shocking behaviour, you lot. I know what you're up to. Don't do it. This meant that I missed the bandwagon and possibly have to pay extra for him if I decide to get him in my team. That said, do I really want 2 4.5, 4.6 million players as my 4th and 5th midfielder slot? I'm not sure unless it allows for a bigger upgrade elsewhere. De Silva's minutes are a bit iffy at the moment and the goal was a little bit lucky. Little bit to think about on him. With that, I think I have 3 options going into game week 3. I could make 1 transfer and get De Silva in for Bailly this week and roll the 2nd transfer into next game week with more info. Yes, it'll cost me 0.1 more than it would have done if I'd done it Saturday. But if it turns out to be the bargain 4.5, 4.6 midfielder to have this season, then it's not much of a cost really, is it? With this option, if I really wanted to use my second transfer, I could get Aki or Walker for Trippier to have double City defence. Never a bad thing, but do I really want to invest in more City defence when I might potentially be considering Gundog or Foden going forward? It would mean that I couldn't do that, so it's just something to think about there. I could do the simple move of a like-for-like in Bailly to a Gross, a Jensen, Dewsbury Hall, a Harrison or a Joe Linton. I like the look of the new Everton fella, Onana. He got an assist on the weekend, but I need more info on him really, as a lot of people are saying he's a central midfielder and the only reason he got forward in that game was because they were chasing the game. So need a little bit more information on him. Gordon did also look good, surprised that he didn't get a return. But Jensen and Harrison likely my preferred of those 5 to 6 million players options, I think, as my buy replacement if I'm going to do a direct swap to somebody and not want to free up cash in going with De Silva. My third option is to move some money up front by selling Archer and either Trippier or Ramsdale to Mbeumo or Tony to cover Brentford's nice fixtures, and buying a 4.5 million Brentford defender like me, or maybe Dunk or Veltman from Brighton, as their defence hurt my OR when Sanchez kept his clean sheet on the weekend, so that's something to consider. For that reason, if I did sell Ramsdale to free up cash instead of Trippier, then I'd move to Sanchez in that goalkeeper spot. If I wanted Tony or any 7 mil forward or any forward over 6 million really, it would be a -4 in order for me to free up some funds by doing James to Cucurella. That would give me the extra cash to move up top. A move I don't really have to do right now. I could just do Trippier to Dunk or me this game week, roll the transfer, have the extra money in the bank, and then potentially do James to Cucurella and then Archer to Tony, Mitrovic, you know, any of those options next game week. However, as we know, the price rises are a bit crazy at the moment, so whether I'd still be able to afford to do it by then would be the weighing up of the -4, I guess. This third option means kicking my buy problem down the road a little bit. Something I don't mind doing. I don't really want to do, but I don't mind doing it if it gets me some more information on those 5 to 6 million midfielders and which one to go with. However, I know I will lose money on him, given lots will be selling him this game week. So it's only a matter of time before he drops in price. And a lot of people will tell you at the moment that it's all about gaining money so that when you do your first wildcard, you have a lot of cash in the bank. So you have to weigh these things up really. But I'm pretty sure of the options, I'm leaning on buy to either Jensen, Harrison or De Silva at this point, or Mbeumo in and a Brighton defender in, most likely. Captaincy is on Jesus at the moment. This might be chasing the halls a bit too much. After I did so last week with Haaland, I'd be doing the same again with Jesus this week. Salah against United is a close second, given how much United are struggling at the moment. And you got to think that Poole are going to come back from that last game somehow. But still, let's see what the week brings. At the moment, it's on Jesus. Let's see if it stays there. Moving on to the trending transfers. Great to see that Martinelli is leading the way for transfers in. I think he's the first player to have got a second price rise this season, so that's really good to see. Rodrigo, you know what, he was my preferred option for Bay, but now he's a little bit out of my reach after that price rise. Jesus is no surprise. I didn't think there were many people without him, to be honest, so I'm in no shock that he's one of the trending transfers in this week. De Silva, we've already seen the price rise for him, and Tony as well. They're looking really, really good. Brentford at the moment, and they have some great fixtures, so you can absolutely see why people are loading up on those. Darwin was a bit of a shock last night. I don't think many of us saw that red card coming. He had a couple of chances in that match last night and was unlucky not to score, but yeah, as a red carded player, he now will be banned for 3 matches, so if you have him, you'll want to look to switch him out of your team. Again, easy swap to Jesus if you don't have him, or maybe a downgrade. Coutinho and Cash are flagged. Villa have been a bit up and down in the first 2 matches, so I can see why people are wanting to move away from those with other teams that have slightly better fixtures. Rashford, absolutely can completely see why people are moving from him. He's that nice price range to move to somebody like a Rodrigo, and you know, United have really struggled recently, so I think, as I was saying in a lot of my pre-season videos, I wanted to see how United were going to start off before investing in them. If you have invested in them, I think it's okay to get off of them for the moment. Wait until they hit a bit of a purple patch of form and then you can reinvest. I mean, you've got so many nice price points there that I think you can get away with doing that. And of course, buy the name on many of our lips in order to sell at the moment. Yep, he's on his way out for many, and it's just considering who that replacement will be. And that's it, you guys. Thanks for watching. If you want to continue helping me and the channel for more helpful tips and tricks and entertainment this season, then please do subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. It's free and we're all friends here, so it means a lot to me. Have a great rest of the week, but for now, please check out my sponsors of this video, Fantasy Football Fix. Until next time, Lynn out.